Welcome to another episode of the Fast Lane Truck, and here I am again with Mr. Truck. Kent, thank you for taking the time, and today we're all about air ride. And we did this truck last time, we put an air suspension on it, but what is this, Kent?
This is the C7 Air Ride Hitch. This is a big airbag. It's actually similar size on a lot of semis. The problem that you have on these roads, and I drive all over the country, is there's giant potholes. I mean, the roads and the interstates are just terrible out there, and that takes a big jolt on your truck and your trailer. And this is all about making the trailer ride better. The trailer gets all that vibration from the truck, gets all that hits from the bounce of the truck, and that goes all the way, resonates clear through the trailer and to the floor. That's where your horses are. The horses feel that vibration in the floor, and that creates the fatigue and all those extra things with problems for horses, long-term road trips with these.
So today, we're going to put the C7 Air Ride Hitch to the test, coming up next on the Fast Lane Truck.
The C7 Air Ride Hitch, it's all about making the trailer ride better. But it's made out of plate metal. It's got these hoops here for the safety chains, which you can reach from the back of the trailer better than you can the hoops on the floor. So I like the way that system works. But it's got pins on each side, neoprene bushings that helps bottom and top so it doesn't hit hard either place when that airbag's doing its job. But this makes the trailer ride better, takes the vibration out, makes the potholes feel smoother. And it's run by a leveling valve, like a semi has. Same thing that's on the Air Ride Hitch that we put on the other day. Use the same system, and that controls the leveling of the airbag. So as you hit potholes, it cushions it. The leveling valve keeps you back up to the same height, so you're not going to be changing your height with this either. And also, it comes with its own air compressor. It doesn't have a tank, but you just plug it in. It's got a quick coupler over there, and I just put this in my toolbox, so it'll fit anywhere. And then it has its own circuitry and all that. So it comes with everything you need to get hooked up. But the nice thing about it too is this will fit all your trailers. You don't have to buy a separate cushion system for your each trailer. You just have it in your truck. And it does come out of your truck. I don't know if you can see me disconnect this here, but yeah, flip the lever in the fender well, Roman. That's the lever you have on any of these type hitches, whether it's a B&W or a pop-up, a Valley, all those. Right now they're making these hitches fit the pop-up and the Valley. The pop-up and the B&W, but it quick attaches from my toolbox here or from the side, from your inside well, and then that's all you do. The Roman's disconnected from the bottom, and then I just put my gloves on because it's toasty out here, but that's all you do. You just lift it up. You're used to lifting your ball up and flipping it over. Well, this one you just flip it up and take it out, and then you got your flat bed again, so you're not taking away the nice flat floor that you like to have with your trucks. And there it is. There's the socket on the bottom. That's what holds it in there. And if it's a square one with the B&W, it's round on the pop-up. And there's your hole. So you can put your regular ball back in, or you can put this in if you're going to pull your trailer and want that better ride. And you just plug it back in. We've got the air compressor in this toolbox. Now it's ready to go again. Now this self-levels, and that's where the cushion is. The cushion is with the airbag.
All right, Kent. You don't want to drink this. This is for our test. So what we're going to do is, we've got two different colored liquids here. We got some kind of watermelon pop and some kind of Coke. And what we'll do is we'll fill up this glass, put it in your trailer in the sink, put a camera on it, and do a rundown of very rough road with the air ride deflated.
Exactly. That'll be good. Hopefully we'll see what kind of volcanic action we get out of the fluids.
And then this will be deflated, and the Coke will be inflated. So in other words, when this is in there, we know that the air suspension or air hitch is actually working, and we'll see how much water sloshes out based on air in the air hitch, no air in the air hitch. Fair enough?
Right. We'll drain the air out of the bag for the one test, for the baseline test. We gotta let the air out of the bag.
Let's let the air out so we can test this, Kent.
Yes, let me climb up here and mount the trailer.
Don't get squished when you let the air out, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't want you dying.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know where the hospital was, and I probably couldn't tell you. Yeah, let's see. All you do is you...
Careful, it's going to go down. Watch out, Tommy.
Push in on this. It's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, it's not meant to be necessarily unhooked, is it?
Not several times. Let's see if this one releases a little easier. You just push in on that ring. Now we can unplug it, or I can shut it off either way. And just push in on that. There you go.
All right.
Now we're all off. We're all disconnected.
All right.
And I'm not crushed. You did good.
All right, now for the test. So we're gonna fill up this glass with the watermelon pop. Oh, it smells good. About halfway.
Let me see. Make sure you got light in here.
I'm gonna put that in there. Close this up. And now we need to find out how much it splashes, and that's pretty easy actually. Look up the camera. Looky there. Kent, you ready to go for a little bit of a ride on a rough road?
You betcha.
All right, let's go. All right, Kent, we've dropped the air out of the C7, and this is approximating what it would be like to tow without it. Of course, you have air suspension in this truck, which kind of mitigates the fact that this road is so rough, but nevertheless we should be able to see the difference, hopefully, with the watermelon pop.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do a steady state. Let's do 45 miles an hour. This is a pretty rough road ahead of us. And when we were talking earlier, you said that horse trailers are unibody, which is good for solidity but bad for transferring kind of that motion of the bad road.
Exactly. You know, a truck is a body on frame, a RV trailer is a body on frame. Horse trailers, the floor, the wall, and the roof are all the frame. Seem like a semi-trailer. They're very similar, except for a flatbed. But anyway, that means everything's connected rigidly, and that's for the strength of it. But that also means that vibrations from the road, vibrations that you use, also will transfer through the whole trailer. And more importantly, it'll transfer the floor of the trailer. And the floor of the trailer, where the horses are standing, is what causes all that extra fatigue. And that that wears on the horses. So when they get to the next destination, they're more tired, they're more upset. Excuse me, they've been riding around this tin can all this time, whether it's across the country or 100 miles to the next show. It makes a big difference on those horses' performance.
All right, so none came out of the glass, and that's probably due to the fact that the truck already has air suspension, right, Kent?
Yeah, it's probably what it is, because I've done this before we changed the air suspension on the truck, and it was dramatic, but that's what we're faced with.
All right, well, let's try with the Coke, and we'll pump up the ball, the C7, and hopefully we'll be able to see that it's a little bit less bouncy in the back of this thing.
Yeah. That Coke's a good test, because that actually foams up more than the red watermelon pop does.
All right, we'll try.